One man destroyed the greatest army in history without a sword. He didn't use arrows. He didn't use fire. He just walked up a mountain path. The year was 480 BC. A massive Persian force was stuck. They faced 300 Spartans. The Spartans held a narrow coastal pass. It was called Thermopylae, the Hot Gates. The pass was only 15 meters wide. The sea sat on one side. A sheer cliff sat on the other. There was no way to go around. The Spartans used a phalanx formation. Overlapping bronze shields created an unbreakable wall. Long spears pierced through the gaps. The Persians had lighter armor. They were crushed in the narrow space. Their numbers meant nothing. They could only send a few men in at a time. For 3 days, the Persians died. How do you defeat an army that refuses to break? You find a man who has nothing left to lose. His name was Ephialtes. History remembers him as a monster. But monsters are usually just created by the people around them. Ephialtes was not Persian. He was Greek. He was a Malian from a town called Trachis. He lived in the shadow of Sparta, and Sparta treated him like dirt. The Spartan system was built on absolute cruelty. They owned slaves called Helots. They terrorized their neighbors for food. They only valued one thing: pure Spartan blood. Ephialtes wanted land. In the ancient world, land was survival. It was identity. It was human dignity. Sparta denied him all of it. Historian Paul Cartledge notes Sparta hoarded land for its elite citizens. Outsiders were invisible to them. You were either a Spartan equal or you were nothing. What do you do when the only way to matter is to betray the people who ignore you? Ephialtes went to King Xerxes. He knew the mountains around Thermopylae. He knew a secret path, the Anapeia path. It wound through the dark oak forests. It bypassed the hot gates entirely. Xerxes gave him gold. But the gold was not the point. The point was recognition. The point was spite. Ephialtes knew the Spartan mindset. He knew they looked down on everyone. He knew they would never accept him. According to the historian Herodotus, Ephialtes expected a massive reward from Xerxes, but he also expected something money cannot buy. He wanted to prove he mattered. He wanted to humiliate the men who called him worthless. That night, 10,000 Persians marched up the trail. They were led by the immortals, Xerxes' best troops. At the top of the path, they met a Greek patrol. 1,000 Phocians were guarding the ridge. The Persians fired a massive volley of arrows. The Phocians retreated to a hilltop to defend themselves. The Persians just kept marching down the other side. They didn't care about the Phocians. They only wanted to get behind the Spartans. Down in the pass, the Spartans heard them marching in the dark. A Greek runaway saw them first. He ran to tell Leonidas. The Spartan king knew they were surrounded. He called a council of war. The other Greek allies panicked. They wanted to run. Leonidas told most of them to leave. He knew the battle was lost, but Spartan law forbade retreat. His 300 stayed to die. They formed a tight circle on a small hill. They fought with spears, then swords, then their bare hands. They died the next morning. Arrows blocked out the sun. The Persians finally won, but it cost them thousands of lives. It delayed their invasion by a full week. It gave the Greek navy time to prepare, and the Spartans lost the battle, but they won the war. Ephialtes helped Xerxes win a single day. He doomed his own people in the long run. So what happened to the traitor? Ephialtes got his reward from Xerxes, but Sparta put a massive bounty on his head. He fled Greece in terror. He was murdered years later in Thessaly. An old enemy tracked him down and cut his throat. We tell the story of Thermopylae as a tale of pure good versus pure evil. Brave Spartans versus cowardly traitor. But it is not that simple. The same brutal system that made the Spartans great warriors made them terrible neighbors. Their extreme isolationism created the very traitor who destroyed them. Can you blame a man for burning down a house that refused to let him inside? Every society draws a line between insider and outsider. We idolize the defenders of the wall. We despise the man who points out the hidden door. But the wall only exists because someone decided who belongs on the inside. Ephialtes didn't kill the Spartans. Spartan arrogance did. He just showed them the door they refused to build for anyone else.